Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi, and I know for a lot of you, this is the first time you're seeing me without a hat, but this is what my head looks like. You're welcome. We're doing another Raid Shadow Legends video. This is day 7 of the Doom Tower. Today got kind of exciting, guys. I did things a little different. I recorded everything just without me on it, just so I could get a clean recording of it. And then I'm gonna figure what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit on top and kind of give you a little bit of my understanding of things after having done it. It got a little bit challenging at this point. Definitely, we are now we are hitting, I believe it's level 51 to 60. The boss at level 60 was definitely tough. It's Agreth, the Nether spider, where she drops the 4 little spiderlings and they all toss poisons on you. And every time you steal turn meter, she hits you hard. Definitely made it challenging. But I had to fail a few times to get through that one. That was definitely rough. Now, getting to the boss, the waves are a little bit harder this time than they were before. Definitely a lot of stuff going on there. Some tough customers. I kind of felt like the previous 10 floors was actually harder. It might have just been that I hadn't adjusted. I was running my double core in our team, which just has so much crowd control in it that it's really hard to lose with that. Getting a bad elf for healing, Siffy for protection. There's a lot of positive things going with that one. It's a very strong composition I have for my 5, so I wasn't struggling with it, though I'm sure many of you will be. It does not look like easy floors, and even running those, it still wasn't like they were quick fights whatsoever. So I do recommend get your crowd control in there, get your healing in there, and then try to just bring damage on top of that. It doesn't have to be fast, guys. Just has to be finished. Now, the level 60 boss, Agreth the Nether Spider, she's a challenge, to be sure, guys. Very, very, very much a challenge. But the key, as before, is going to be, I think, threefold. One, you want to make sure that you're hitting it hard. So max HP champions like Cold Heart, Septimus, Royal Guard, even a Seer, all are going to be very helpful. And then the second thing you're really going to want to do is you're going to want to bring in turn meter control. If Agreth never gets a turn, that's only better for us. Now, the trick is every time you reduce her turn meter, she hits you. So how do you deal with that? Well, you can bring in healing, like say a Battle Khazar or some other AoE heal champion. That can be really useful and effective. It doesn't matter if you bring block debuff, the poisons are going to go on regardless. The damage is going to go through regardless. You could bring a shield champion. I think that might be an excellent way to protect your guys. Or you can bring in revive champions. And that really might be an excellent way to go. In fact, I'm pretty confident. I wasn't able to do it, although I had this idea, and I might try to put something together in the future, but I bet a Cardinal Revive team with all nukers could be really, really effective. If you can build your Cardinal sturdy enough and have her survive, I feel like that could be an excellent option. Now, I think Cold Heart is invaluable for this. One, her block 100% heal reduction is great. It means that the spider's never healing up when the little spiderlings do their attacks. That can be really positive. The other thing, of course, is Cold Heart's turn meter reduction, and that is huge. Now, the accuracy and the resistance levels that these bosses is getting higher. I definitely had a resist or two from Cold Heart's massive attack and the turn meter reduction ability. So you definitely going to want to build some accuracy on these guys. But what I ended up doing was I took, I'm going to show you all the runs that got me there, but what I ended up doing was using cooldown reset, using Kymar to really make it work. And I think it's pretty effective. But before we get into that, let me show you guys the floors getting up to there, and then we'll come back right after and talk a little bit right before. So I started off with my pretty typical team coming in. Brought in my Septimus to get through the waves primarily. Lysandra for the turn meter control. Coldheart for turn meter control. Also had Bad Elf for healing. And then I brought in Stagnite for the decreased speed as well as the decreased defense. It was okay. It kind of worked a little bit. Took a little while to get it all down, and it wasn't like speed tuned either, so definitely wasn't the most ideal, but we were able to take him down to about half, so I know I had something right there. But there came a point where the spider's fast compared to like a lot of the other like dungeon bosses we face in the normal game. So being able to continue that is really hard. And once those spiderlings came out, we were pretty much done. Lysandra goes down, we're pretty much done. So this had a lot of potential. You can see we were pretty close there, but not close enough. So I went with plan B, double man-eaters. This will be great. I'll bring in Royal Guard for the decreased defense and decreased speed. I'll bring in Septimus, Coldheart, and then 2 man-eaters. So we'll stay unkillable. We'll block our debuffs. The man-eaters can reduce turn meter too. This will be great and easy. Not so much. First off, forgot, like when they steal turn meter, those man-eaters, it's not like they still have unkillable up. So timing that out was proving difficult. I know there's a way to do it, but I wasn't doing it right. I think you have to put up the unkillable and then steal the turn meter. But if he takes you down to 0, what I was finding is that the poison would then kill us, which is kind of a strange thing to think about. Even though it's just 1 poison debuff, it was enough to take us out. So there's probably a way to do that. If I brought in, say, a Bad Elkazar, somebody that could give us some more consistent healing, maybe go ahead and take out Septimus. Maybe probably don't need him really. Just rely on Royal Guard and Coldheart. Then it might have been much more possible. But once we lost 1 man-eater, it was over. And as you can see, they're just going down. Now, we were still able to do damage. Got the boss down about halfway, but not good enough. So I said, okay, let's just have 1 man-eater and Lysandra for turn meter control. I think you probably know how this one worked out. Not so great. Obviously, getting through the waves, whatever. But, you know, boy, like they were good at taking down the turn meter. But again, we don't have unkillable up enough, and without healing, it was just a matter of time before our champions all fell. Just the turn meter control stuff. I could have brought in perhaps like a reviving champion, but again, you only have 5 champs, and so it's hard to get all the things you need. You need that decreased defense. Weaken is a really nice buff as well. You need those hard hitters, and you need turn meter control. And then on top of that, you're going to need some healing, because it's the only way you're really going to survive this the way that I had it set up. So again, there's potential here. You can see like it wasn't the worst thing, but as soon as the spiderling came out, Dunsky. So I tried something else. I figured, okay, man-eater's no good. Let's do this old school. Let's bring in all the healing. We're gonna get Siffy. We're gonna get Bad Elkazar in there. I'm gonna bring in Thane for decreased defense and Weekend, because I was missing Weekend. This one obviously has a lot more sustain. Bad Elkazar healing is huge. Siffy healing is huge. Plus Siffy can revive. We were able to stick in this fight for a little bit, but let's just say it didn't last so long. And that's about the time where I said, no more, this isn't going to work out well. When you revive Bad Elkazar and you realize he's got an AoE and everybody's going to get completely destroyed, it kind of makes you go, why bother? Continuing. So then we get to the comp that I think finally does it for me. Well, I tried this first. I had this brilliant idea of bringing Cardinal in. I was like, oh, I'll have all the big hitters go, and then they'll die, and Cardinal will revive them, and we'll have a full turn meter. Perfect. A couple things I didn't realize or think about. One, still got to get the cooldowns done. That's going to be an issue. Two, I don't care how tanky my Cardinal is. You see the amount of poisons that are going on her? She's not going to survive without the rest of these champions just by herself. And so there you go, and it's pretty much Dunsky at that point. In addition to that, we weren't fully tuned, so my Cold Heart wasn't fast enough, my Rosin wasn't fast enough, didn't work. And then I came up with this comp, and this is really the one that works. Bring in Lydia for decreased defense, and we can Kymar to reset all the cooldowns, and then we got the 3 big hitters in there to just nuke the heck out of this thing. Now, you're going to notice we have an issue right off the bat here with Cold Heart. Didn't get any reduction of turn meter right there. That's the death knell. That can't happen. We're done. I mean, there really is nothing else after that. So we had to, I basically stopped and restarted. And this second time we were able to get through it. And it was incredibly quick, incredibly easy, and worked real well. Only needed, what, 3 legendaries and 2 other crazy champions? It's not for everybody, guys. I mean, but this is one way you can do it. You can go through the nuke strategy. You could even use a Renegade instead of a Kymar for a composition like this. You might have to survive 1 extra turn, but you can probably get through 1 wave of the Spiderlings, and then you should be able to survive this and go ahead and nuke them all down. So that is an alternative method to this that you probably want to keep in mind. So you don't have a Kymar, try Renegade. It might work out for you. It's just about getting those speeds. Got to be fast. My Cold Heart's over 200 speed. That's how she's able to go first, reduce that turn meter, and that's crucial. She has to do that before the spider gets the first attack. And then after that, we had the secret room. Now, this secret room was great. Support champions only. I mean, that's not a high bar to cross. I like that. If they had swapped this room from the rare attack champion room or the epic lizard faction room, I would have a lot less complaints about everything with those. But this one is a lot easier to do. We all have a ton of support champions. They're very prevalent in the game, and they do a lot of things. There's support champions that can attack heavy. There's ones that can heal. There's one that can revive. There's ones that can debuff. Like, there's so many different variations on it. It's probably one of the easiest groupings to put a team together with. And so with that, I basically threw in my dragon team, and I went with the Seer nuke strategy, and it worked like a charm. Brought in Renegade. Like I said, he's actually good for this kind of stuff, just to reduce those cooldowns and get those nukes happening again. And we basically went through the waves, no problem. Yeah, you can see, easy breezy. There it is, guys. Nice and simple. Got those shards, advanced to the dungeons, and we've done it for the day. So as you can see, we got through floors 51 through 60, just like we wanted to. Got through another Agreth Nether spider room. Got through secret room number 6. And I'm excited to go to the next floor. I think we have a pretty good chance. I think I have a pretty good chance of getting to floor 80. That's kind of that's 2/3 of the way through the tower. I think after that point, things are going to ratchet up really bad again. And I'm a little skeptical about going past there, but we'll see. I mean, I have to say my coroner combo has been carrying me very far and been doing a great job. So we're going to see how long that can work for before I have to actually get in there and tweak some things. But so far, everything's been moving pretty good for me. The bosses obviously become more challenging the tougher they are. The mechanics are really interesting. Like, don't get me wrong. I think the mechanics on these bosses are really challenging. There are some cheese that is available, though. Whenever you can manipulate turn meter, there's always going to be exploits to be able to keep them locked down and be able to take them out. I like Agreth, though, where that is incorporated in her kit. But some of the other bosses, it's still going to be an issue where it might make them a little too easy. But I'm excited to see how it goes at the higher levels, if there becomes a real challenge with it, even with an account like mine, and see where it's at. So hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you're enjoying everything. And yeah, if you have a chance, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Hit the like button if you like these kinds of videos. That kind of stuff really tells me if you like this stuff, I need to know so I can do more of it. Or I need to know you don't, so I'll do less. Right now, it seems like it's not a huge winner with the community, so I might switch it up if we're not getting that kind of views and likes on the videos. But if you guys do enjoy it, hit the like button. It does tell me, oh, this is something people want to see more of. And I do have more clan boss videos coming for sure. I have one kind of in the vault, just waiting on it. Just everything's with the Doom Tower right now. It's cool, it's fun, it's interesting. I figure might as well dive into it and show that off while everybody's playing that at the moment. So anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around, and until next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.